Let's take a look at how some of the quote-unquote draft experts view the first 10 picks or so in this draft. Sports Illustrated, the consensus number 1 and 2 pretty much, although there is a slight twist to that, would be Burrow 1, Chase Young 2. So now a panel of experts from Sports Illustrated has Okudah going 3. The Giants taking Tristan Wirfs, one of the guys the Browns are obviously looking at. A couple of quarterbacks. Jedrick Wills going off the board at 8 to the Cardinals. Isaiah Simmons right before the Browns, and then the Browns getting Andrew Thomas from Georgia, a younger guy that they view as potentially a plug-and-play left tackle. Some of the experts do, at least. Let's take a look at Charles Davis, NFL.com. This is the one that's a little different. He has Tua going to the Redskins, Young going to the Lions. The Giants taking Becton, another big guy. The quarterback coming off the board. Andrew Thomas going 6. Wirfs 8. Isaiah Simmons right before the Browns pick at 9. And then the Browns taking Jedrick Wills from Alabama. And Okudah slipping all the way. Cornerback from Ohio State slipping all the way to 11. A lot of people have him going 3. And then the final one, Pete Prisco, CBS. He's got Derek Brown, offensive lineman, going to the Lions. Andrew Thomas going all the way at 4. 3 quarterbacks in a row. Okudah going 8 to the Cardinals. The Browns taking Becton with both Wirfs and Isaiah Simmons still on the board. Let's welcome back in cleveland.com columnist Doug Lesmerises. Doug, you have said all along, tackle, offensive lineman. If a talent like Isaiah Simmons, who ran and showed all the freakishly talented athletic skills in addition to being one of those linebacker safety hybrids, if he's sitting there at 10 and you have gotten a veteran tackle, are you at least tempted to take a guy with that kind of skill? Some say he is the best football player in that draft.
So let's save this clip. If Isaiah Simmons lasts until 10, I will give $100 the next time I'm on after the draft. I'll show the check to your favorite charity, Dave. You just said, some people think he's the best player in the draft. What if he's there at 10? He's not going to be there at 10. He's not. There is no, I am not having what if Isaiah Simmons is there at 10 conversation. I think I said this before. It's like, wow, Isaiah Simmons. He's a cornerback, a safety, and a linebacker. He can play 3 different positions. We've never seen anything like him in the NFL. You think 9 teams are going to pass on him? So, I will write the check with joy. So if he's there, I don't know, probably maybe don't pass on him. They got to take a tackle. And I think the thing that's interesting in all that is, I think it's possible with quarterback runs and teams trading up. I think it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Browns pick with every tackle on the board, that no tackles go in the top 9. I think they also could be picking the 4th tackle at 10 and have 3 guys go above them. And then I think the thing that becomes interesting is, I'm going to imagine they have their guy, right? I would be surprised if it's Becton. Maybe it's Wirfs, maybe it's Thomas, maybe it's Wills. I'm going to guess that they're going to have a list, but I bet they'll have the guy. And if their tackle they like the best is gone at 10, then I would not be shocked if they think, well, then we have a group of 5 or 6 tackles that we think are kind of the same, where maybe they trade back. And then they end up taking their tackle at 16, Ezra Cleveland or somebody like that. It's a good deep tackle class. And I think people hate the idea of trading back. That would be a smart move. They don't have a lot of extra stuff right now. John Dorsey got on the extra 3rd from the Duke Johnson trade. But if you can get, you move back 6 picks in the first round and get an extra 2nd round pick or something like that, depending how the tackles fall, I definitely am thinking that could be possible.
And, you mentioned the combine, and when we were there, you kind of get the idea that of those 4 guys, it's kind of, one of those beauty is in the eye of the beholder. The guy that the Browns like might not necessarily be the guy that the Cardinals or the Giants like, because each of them have some things that are freakishly talented. I mean, Becton is just a big guy that can run. Wirfs has a ridiculous vertical leap. They say Thomas may be the best technical guy, and he's young. I mean, each of them has parts that would be really good in a specific offense.
Yeah, and I think to me the thing, and maybe, I don't know how to, Andrew Berry hasn't told me what he's. I would want a guy. I don't want necessarily the highest potential or the highest ceiling. I want the guy ready to play. I want the guy who, when he's out there as a starting tackle in week 1, I am confident can protect Baker Mayfield. So if you take, I'd rather take a lower ceiling and more of a sure thing. And maybe a guy like Andrew Thomas is that. I think Wirfs could be that. Becton is such a physical specimen, and I know he's also very proficient. I just wonder about that as a fit for the Browns with the offense they're going to run and what they need right now. And Wills, I'm not. Wills plays at Alabama. I mean, everybody at Alabama is ready to play. So, I think they're going to get a guy, whoever they pick in the first round, and I'm certain it'll be a tackle, is going to start week 1. So you just want him 100% ready to go. You can't have Joe Thomas be the threshold, but you want someone who is 100% competent from the start. So again, if your favorite guy, again, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, whatever you think, who the most beautiful one is, if he's not there, Antoine Jackson from USC, I think, is like a really competent veteran tackle. And maybe he doesn't deserve to go at 10, but I think you're going to have options there. And so I think it could go a variety of ways, but there's so many options. It has to be a tackle, whichever one it is.
You mentioned trading back. Would you be opposed if they absolutely think this guy is, and you don't want to say it, but this guy's the next Joe Thomas. He's going to be our starting left tackle, and they got to give up, say, a 4th-round pick to move up a couple of spots. How would you feel about that?
It doesn't feel like what these guys would do. It's hard. Denzel Ward, right? Denzel Ward played pretty well for the Browns. I still think you had an opportunity, rather than drafting Denzel Ward 4th, trade back, get an extra 1st-round pick, and maybe get Ward anyway. It's hard because people like the player, but there's a risk in every player. And then the more, I don't want to give an analytic speech about you take more opportunities, you increase your chance of getting right. I would be shocked. To me, it's more like we have our guy, and if he gets to 10, we'll take him. And if he doesn't get to 10, we'll try to trade back and get somebody else from the group that we like. The idea of we have our guy, and now we're going to give up stuff to go up to 7 or 8 to make sure we get him, I just don't think that's how – I would be surprised if that's how these guys operate.